There's a student I taught years ago who still comes to mind. Grade 8, wheelchair bound, and one of the kindest, most positive kids I've ever met. And what struck me wasn't what she couldn't do, it was how fully present she was every single day. She came into class with a smile that felt genuine, not forced, but real. She listened and cared about everyone. She also laughed easily. And as a teacher, I remember realizing pretty quickly that whatever challenges she carried physically were not the thing defining her in that room. What defined her was how she showed up. At that point in my career, I already taught a lot of students. I thought I had a pretty good sense of resilience, but this was different. There was no overcoming narrative, no dramatic moment. No lesson she tried to teach anyone. She simply lived her life with a kind of calm acceptance and kindness that stayed with me long after that school year ended. We often talk about strength as independence, doing things on our own, not needing help, pushing through. But what I saw in that classroom challenged that idea. Because strength can also look like adaptability. It can look like openness. It can look like choosing presence over frustration. That student wasn't strong despite her situation. She was strong because of how she related to it. As adults, we often carry rigid ideas about what strength is supposed to look like. We tell ourselves, I should handle this better. Other people manage it just fine. And why does this feel harder for me? And slowly, without realizing it, we turn struggle into self-judgment. In the work I do with individuals and organizations around stress, sleep, and well-being, I see this pattern all the time. Capable people equate needing support with weakness. They assume resilience means doing more, not relating differently to what's already there. But real strength often shows up as self-respect, as boundaries, as the ability to stay kind to yourself and others when things aren't easy. That student never talked about resilience. She didn't have to. She demonstrated it through how she treated people, through patience, through presence. And years later, that lesson still shapes how I see strength in students, in athletes, and in myself. Strength isn't always about capacity. Sometimes it's about orientation, how you face the day, how you meet people, how you respond to what you didn't choose. Here's a question worth considering. What if strength isn't about doing more, but about relating differently to what's already there? If this way of thinking resonates with you, I go much deeper into this in my course, Why Power. It's about building the kind of resilience that actually sticks, not by doing more, but by relating differently to stress, struggle, and strength. You can find it at rtjwellness.com, links in the description. These are the kind of conversations I have every day with individuals, teams, and organizations around stress, resilience, and well-being. I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below. What does strength look like to you right now? Not the textbook answer, your real answer. If someone in your life needs to hear this message, please share it with them. Hit subscribe so you don't miss the next conversation, and I'll see you in the next video.